What's up, riders? Old man Ronin here. Welcome back to the channel. So you're contemplating buying a Himalayan. Well, let me give you the top 5 reasons I think you should. Stay tuned.
What an amazing day today. You know, the last couple videos I've been talking about how cold it is. Well, I'll tell you what, today it's in the 60s and it might hit 70 degrees today, and it probably will this weekend. So, wow. Too bad I have to work like all weekend. Oh well, that's why we took today. We're going to go out and talk to you about the top 5 reasons why you should buy a Royal Enfield Himalayan. And the number 5, we'll start at the bottom first, and it's going to be simple: affordability. This bike is very inexpensive. Now, I didn't say cheap, I said inexpensive. You can get into a brand new 2021 for under $5,000. In fact, I think the list price of it is $47.49. So you add tax and everything else and shipping and all the other happy stuff that people, dealers put on the bike, and you can get into this bike realistically for right at $5,000. And if you look at its nearest competitions, whether it's a Honda, a BMW, a Yamaha, or whatever brand you throw out there, KTM, whatever you want to talk about, you're thousands of dollars cheaper. And that affordability not only translates into the actual price of the motorcycle, but also parts and service as well too. The parts on this bike are really inexpensive. I'll tell you the reason why I say that. I have one of the dealers that I work with here, Royal Enfield of Columbus, said that the side panel that covers the battery and the air filter is like $10. Crying out loud, a Harley side covers like $125 for like on a Sportster. And man, that's incredible, the price difference in parts. So when you start looking at the affordability aspect of the motorcycle, it is without a doubt, it reigns supreme. There's nothing even close to it. Nothing even close to what you can get and buy for your dollar. And that brings us to our number 4. Number 4 reason why you should buy this bike is its simplicity and ease of service. Really simple design and really simple serviceability. You can change the oil yourself. I mean, I would recommend, if it's under your warranty, obviously go to your dealership and do the warranty through them, the services through them. However, this bike was built with I just got to say it, the third world in mind. And that means that it has to be able to be worked on very easily without a lot of extra technology that really do you need. I mean, I always equate this bike to a Jeep Wrangler and or a tractor. I guess that's the better thing I should say. Is it's a tractor, which means it's tough, it's durable, it's simple, it's easy. The gentleman that designed it also designed the Multistrada, one of the very first ADV bikes years and years ago. So it is based on a simple design. Now people will say, well, it doesn't have all the technology. Well, no, it doesn't. But do you need that riding a motorcycle? Do I need Bluetooth capability in my motorcycle? I have, if I need it for communication purposes, I have a Cardo, a Pack Talk Bold. That's what I use for my navigation. That's what I use for calling and calling somebody on the phone. That's what I use for my GPS. That's what I use for listening to music if I want to. And so I really don't really care two craps about having Bluetooth connectability to my motorcycle. Now I know I'm an anomaly on that because I'm an older guy, and but I do love technology. So, but there has to be a time and a place. For example, if you're out in the middle of let's say the Trans-America Trail up in the mountains of Utah, and something computer-ish goes off, you're kind of screwed. I mean, you literally have to call with a satellite phone to get somebody to come and get you. With this particular bike, literally you have a toolkit, and if you can kind of figure out some basics, which I recommend everybody to read their service manual, no matter what brand of bike you get. That way you know what possibilities can go wrong, and carry it with you, especially on a long trip. That way you can you know, read the codes and stuff of that nature and kind of figure out what's going on with it. But the simplicity of the design, the ease of maintenance, all of that results into a bike that is built for the third world, yes, but that added confidence that you get from having a bike that's super simple. And the third reason why I got this motorcycle was its rugged durability. This bike is a monster. It can take pretty much anything you can throw at it. In fact, one of the reasons why I got this motorcycle was because of a YouTuber named Norali, and she has a YouTube channel called Itchy Boots. And you know, I watched it for probably better than a year and a half before I even thought about buying an ADV style bike to do the Trans-America Trail. But she's one of the ones that really led me to looking at the Himalayan and what it was capable of. And I'll tell you, her first Himalayan, she's had two. Her first one she named Basante, and she rode it all the way from where she bought it in India all the way through Southeast Asia, put it on a boat, transported over to Amman, and then rode it from Amman all the way up into the Netherlands. And then she got another bike from Royal Enfield, I think, and rode it all the way from Buenos Aires, Argentina, all the way down to the very tip of South America, and then started riding back up through, heading towards Alaska until the coronavirus took a hold. And you know what? She had virtually no problems. The only major issue that she said was that she burnt a clutch up, and that was her fault because she got stuck in the mud and she just kept revving and revving and revving and revving, and it burnt the clutch up. But other than that, that's really, with simple maintenance, that's the only issue she ever had. And then there's another YouTuber called Karmakaze who bought a brand new Royal Enfield, and he rode it from Seattle, Washington, all the way up into Anchorage, Alaska. And I think he's right in the process right now. I think his YouTube channel, he's riding from Anchorage all the way up to the Arctic Circle on the Dalton Highway. But again, these guys are riding these motorcycles really long distances with virtually no issue. And you got to think about it. When you're traveling through Southeast Asia or the Middle East or up into the lower third world parts of Europe, you're not getting the best gasoline, you're not getting the best oil, you're not getting the better equipment that you're going to find in America or in mainland Europe. But she, like Itchy Boots, had absolutely no problem. Just make sure you filter your gasoline and you'll be good to go. That in itself tells me how rugged these motorcycles are. And like I said, there's a lot of motorcycles that in this realm right now. In fact, there's more and more every year because of the popularity of the Himalayan. And that brings us to our number 2 reason why I think it's a great motorcycle for you to consider, is it's the amount of accessories that are becoming available for this bike. You've got companies like Givey, you've got companies like Hitchcock's, and there's so many that I really don't even know the name of a lot of them, that offers everything from engine upgrades to parts and accessories, saddlebags, panniers, all kind of different things that you can use on your bike. Guards, if you looked at my video about the mods I'm going to make, that'll give you the idea of some of the things that you can get, not only from Royal Enfield itself, but also from other manufacturers as well too, because this motorcycle has such a strong following, not only in India and America now, but all over the world. It is one of the most popular motorcycles that is being built right now. Now, it's not like a Harley Davidson where you can literally buy you know, chrome bolt covers for each one of your little nuts and bolts on your motorcycle. That's not there, and I doubt if it'll ever be there, because you know, why would you want to on an adventure bike? However, I guess if there's a will, there's a way. But the reality comes into, you can buy lots of extra things. Corbin has extra seats. There's different type of soft panniers and saddlebags that you can put on it. There's top boxes. There's different kind of bars and engine brackets. There's different kind of skid plates. There's different kind of handlebars. There's different windshields. There's heated grips. There's I mean, the list goes on and on and on of what type of accessories that you can build on this, get on this bike. And that's really important. Accessories are, it actually makes it your own, and that's really important to me. I like to make a bike comfortable for myself, and since it's such an inexpensive motorcycle to start with, that's going to give me a little bit more money to put into some of the accessories to make it my own. I mean, if you think about it, you've got a motorcycle that starts at maybe $3,000 to $4,000 more than this particular bike, and let's say you put $1,000 worth of stuff on that bike, you're way up there in price, and you really need to be. Again, an adventure bike is meant to be taken out and ridden like a tractor. One of the reasons why I go back to the simplicity of design is the fact that most of those other motorcycles that I mentioned about that are a lot more expensive, if you drop one, you've got thousands of dollars worth of broken plastic that you have to replace, unless you don't care, but then that's a different story altogether. But and that brings us to our final and #1 reason why you should buy this motorcycle. And that is fun. This thing is a frickin' riot. I'm telling you, I have more fun on this motorcycle than the other 5 that I have in my stable. I kind of make a joke about every time I ride this bike, I have a big smile on my face. Well, unless I'm talking when I'm doing a video, but even so, I still got a smile on my face. This bike is just a blast. I mean, I've taken it on some deer trails, I've taken it back roads, you've seen in some of the videos, Can It Take It? That's one of my most popular. I got over 6,000 views on it, and it's growing every day. And where I take it on all the different roads that are available here in my part of Ohio, and mostly I'd say eastern United States. And I'll tell you, it literally handles anything that I give it. Like I said, the only issue I've ever had has been in some muddy terrain where I wish I had some knobbier tires. But that's not the bike's fault. That's the fact that I don't have the right tires. You know, the old, I don't have the right shoes for the right walking. And it's the same thing is true with motorcycles. You have to have the right tires for the right environment. Now, when I do the Trans-America Trail, I think on the eastern United States, it's not going to be as rough as it is in the western United States. So I'm going to keep these Pirellis on here, which is going to give me the ability to ride on the road a lot easier, because there's going to be roads like this on the Trans-America Trail, and then it's some dirt track and stuff of that nature, but it's not going to be really aggressive unless they get a lot of rain then. But if that's the case, I will stop and buy some tires to put on it, because, you know, that's what you have to do. But on the western part of the United States, I figure I'm going to have about 3,000 miles to get there. I'm going to definitely do an oil change somewhere like in Utah. My sister lives in Utah, so I thought I would to stop and visit her, and then maybe spend a night or 2 with them, and take it to the dealer there that's not too far from her house, and have them do new tires and an oil change. And that way I don't have to carry all that stuff with me or buy it on the road. It can already be done and just say, here you are, I'm coming today or tomorrow or the next day, and you've got it for a night. I'm going to enjoy some time with the family and take a little break off the trail and get it upgraded for the trip all the way to Oregon. The fun factor of this motorcycle far exceeds anything that I could have ever imagined. The little 410cc engine just gets up and gets it. It takes me anywhere I want to go. I'm a big four-wheel drive guy. Like I said, we've got a couple Jeep Liberties, and we've got a four-wheel drive pickup truck, and that's what I like to do. I love four-wheel drive, and this is the motorcycle version of a Jeep or a four-wheel drive truck. And once I get the panniers on it, or panniers, once I get the panniers on it, then it's going to be like my Chevy truck. I just can't haul a sheet of plywood on it. Well, maybe I can. I haven't tried that yet. I might just have to do that. Well, I'll tell you what, this we're going to take you on a little gravel road here, just to give you you know, we've done a lot of back road stuff here so far today, and we're not going to go on any highways or anything like that, but I will take you on this really fun gravel road that I think is a great test, and it's more or less what the Trans-America Trail is going to be like. It's like I say, rough. It's got a lot of potholes, it's got a lot of loose gravel on it, but this type of terrain really just, the Himalayan was built for it. I mean, I mentioned before in its affordability and its durability of how the bike was designed for a third world country, and I'll tell you, that's what the Jeep was designed for during World War II. It was designed to go off-road in places where there weren't roads, or there were really poor maintained roads, whether it's in Germany or whether it was island hopping in the Pacific Theater, and that's what the vehicle was built for. And the same thing holds true with this. It doesn't have a lot of extra flash or fanciness to it. It is electronic fuel injected, which you know, carburetor's great too, but when you're going to so many different types of environments, for example through the mountains and stuff like that, actually a fuel injection works a little bit better, because you don't have to sit and adjust your carburetors all the time, which is really, really important. Look at this here. This just is a trail, but it's called a road. And again, that's exactly what you get when you got the Himalayan, and you can go anywhere. Heck, I didn't have to stand up on any of that stuff. There's enough travel in the suspension here that I can climb over these crappy areas without any issue whatsoever. And I run at about 35 to 40 miles an hour, not overly fast, not overly slow, just at a nice clip, which is probably the average speed I'll be doing on the Trans-America Trail as well too, unless, you know, if I'm on a regular paved road, which part of the eastern part and even the western part has. But the reality it comes into that this bike is just made perfectly for what I have intended to, and the fun factor far exceeds what I ever expected out of a $5,000 or less motorcycle. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this video today. It was a lot of fun making, because hey, I'm on the Himalayan, and to me that's a lot of fun. If you did, give us a big thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification button, comment and share. You know, I read all the comments, and I comment on as many comments as I possibly can, and sharing helps us get to that 1,000 subscriber realm that I'm trying to get to. Well, until next time, ride safe and keep her on two wheels, baby.